Terra Invicta is the most ambitious strategy game you'll probably quit. Terra Invicta is not an easy game to recommend, and that's exactly what makes it special. With over 8,500 Steam reviews and a very positive rating, this grand strategy epic from Pavonis Interactive has earned a reputation for being as punishing as it is rewarding. The game begins on Earth with covert geopolitical maneuvering, but slowly expands into a full-scale space strategy simulation involving orbital mechanics, asteroid mining, ship design, and fleet warfare. It is dense, complex, and unapologetically demanding. Many players only realize they've made critical mistakes hours later and are forced to adapt or start over. In this video, we examine what players are really saying in recent Steam reviews, why Terra Invicta's learning curve turns many players away, how its two-layer Earth and space gameplay creates unmatched scale, where the game frustrates, and why dedicated fans still praise it. Terra Invicta isn't built for quick sessions or casual strategy fans. But if you enjoy grand strategy games that reward persistence, experimentation, and long-term mastery, this may be one of the most ambitious alien invasion simulations ever created. Terra Invicta is one of those rare strategy games that players struggle to recommend, yet passionately defend once you cross a certain threshold. With over 8,500 Steam reviews and a very positive rating, Pavonis Interactive's ambitious grand strategy epic has clearly found its audience. What those reviews make equally clear, however, is that this is not a game that meets the player halfway. Terra Invicta demands commitment, patience, and a tolerance for making mistakes, often hours before you realize you made them. At its core, Terra Invicta is a game about scale. It begins on Earth, where you maneuver behind the scenes as an Illuminati-style faction, competing for influence over nations, governments, and global policy. This early phase can feel slow and repetitive to some players, filled with incremental actions and number management. But veterans stress that this geopolitical layer is only the opening act. Before long, the game expands outward into space, introducing asteroid mining, orbital stations, ship design, and fleet warfare governed by orbital mechanics rather than cinematic shortcuts. The learning curve is, by nearly all accounts, brutal. Reviews frequently compare the experience to juggling multiple textbooks at once, one for Earth politics, another for space economics, and a third for ship combat and technology. Many players admit to restarting entire campaigns once hard-earned understanding finally clicks. Yet this is also where Terra Invicta shines. The game is surprisingly forgiving beneath the surface, rarely locking you into an irreversible failure state. Losses sting, but recovery is often possible if you're willing to adapt rather than reload. What truly sets Terra Invicta apart is how convincingly it sells the fantasy of a desperate, asymmetric struggle against an alien force. Early encounters are humbling. Human fleets disintegrate against vastly superior alien technology, resources are wasted, and hard lessons are learned about armor, propulsion, and space logistics. Over time, however, players describe a powerful sense of earned dominance, first through numbers, later through technological parity, and eventually through superiority. The game doesn't script these moments, it lets them emerge naturally from its systems. That said, criticism is far from absent. Some players argue that falling behind early can doom a run without warning, while others point to clunky interfaces, overwhelming tech trees, and late-game pacing issues that turn grand decisions into long logistical slogs. Earth management in particular is often cited as becoming tedious once space warfare takes center stage. Terra Invicta is hard not only because it is deep, but because it is sometimes inelegant. In the end, Terra Invicta feels less like a traditional strategy game and more like a long-form simulation of failure, adaptation, and eventual mastery. It is not designed for casual play, nor for players seeking immediate gratification, but for those who enjoy grand strategy at its most uncompromising, where knowledge is earned, losses are instructive, and victory feels genuinely hard-won. Terra Invicta stands as one of the most ambitious and memorable alien invasion games ever made. Thanks for listening, and don't forget to like and subscribe.